Our next technique sample is the whip seam. So again, you want to start with a plain seam. You'll baste that together, sew it with the machine, and remove your basting stitches. And then once all the basting stitches are removed, you are ready to prepare it for the whipped seam. This is typically done on very lightweight fabrics like sheer fabrics. Your textbook actually says that it'll kind of look like a heavy cord more than an actual seam. So anyway, start with a plain seam, and then you take both of your seam allowances, and you're supposed to fold it about a 1/16 inch away from the sew line. So of course the seam allowances will cross the sew line at that point. Maybe I'll fold it so with the back side facing up. Okay, and then you're going to put in an overcast stitch. Okay. So just kind of secure it. Oops, let me go ahead and tie off my thread. Overcasting this guy. Okay, it's folded on the other side. I'm just sort of working from the side where I can see the seam. Go ahead and tie off your stitch when you're finished. Okay, so now the final step is actually just trimming the other side of your fabric. I mean, this side looks fine, but this side, now we're going to try to trim as close as possible. Let's see if I can do this with the camera in my way. Try my best. Let's see here. Obviously, don't want to trim my thread, and I only want to trim my seam allowance, not my actual garment. These scissors are really thick. I probably should switch to my little thinner embroidery scissors. That might be helpful. So the interesting thing about this seam finish is that you do technically have raw edge at the end. So, but it's whipped together. Hopefully you trimmed it enough. It's not going to fray more past your little whip stitches. So anyways, that is called the whipped seam.